guys. All right, what you? Number one guy. Hold on. There's one guy. We ain't but one guy. It ain't but one guy keeping him away from him. That's Terence Crawford.
Time.
Raw, just looking at the landscape now, I'm sure that everyone's been calling you out now. The fact that
No, they haven't. They haven't. That's the thing. Not too many people have called me up.
When I took it serious, and I was like, this what I'm going to do. I wanted to be. I said, I'm gonna be great in the sport. I'm gonna be the best. I'm not in here to be, just a competitor. I'm not in here to be just one of the other guys. No, I want to be the best. I want to be the guy. So it hasn't, nothing has changed. So the world get to see me face it, but I'm going to rise even.
When the pound-for-pound king speaks, the boxing world pays attention. But what Terence Crawford just said about Devin Haney is not normal fight hype or empty trash talk. It is a sharp and serious warning that has everyone reconsidering the welterweight division's future. Crawford, a fighter who knows exactly how to break down opponents at the top level, has drawn a clear line. He is telling Haney without any doubt that stepping into the ring with Keyshawn Davis right now could be the biggest mistake of his career.
47. You set your targets publicly on Devin Haney, #1 welterweight by ring, most estimations right now, champion. Why is that? Why Devin Haney? And you have half the amount of professional fights he has. Do you think that's something? There's enough in it for him when he's.
I was 6-0 fighting people with 30+ fights, bro.
Mm-hmm. I don't mean it from that. What I mean is
stopping him.
Why is he
stopping? No, I'm playing. I'm playing, bro. Nah, why Devin Haney, bro? Honestly, because he's a star. He's a superstar.
You asking that question. I felt like that's what it was. But go ahead.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, I'm ready to fight anybody. So I'm going for the stars. And I know Devin Haney is the same fighter from when he was at 35. He's the same fighter when he was at 40. Now he's at 40. So he ain't nothing changed. But his weight, you know what I'm saying? I will knock Devin Haney out. Guaranteed. I just feel like, shouts out to Devin, though. You do your thing. Like, I have no problem against you, bro. But we talking business right now. I will knock Devin out.
This is not just Crawford looking out for a former protege. It is a clear technical warning about a potential disaster. Crawford is not saying Haney lacks skill. He is suggesting something more serious, that Haney's body might not hold up under the pressure Davis can bring. This is a fight where experience meets hunger, and according to Crawford, experience alone may not protect Haney from a knockout. The focus has moved from who is the better boxer to whether Haney can actually take the punches. And judging by online reactions, the fans are completely divided.
Honestly, just my confidence in myself. I knew God put me in this position for a real reason. Honestly, from the very beginning, from me changing everything around me and just coming into this fight, I knew I was in this position for a real reason. And just coming into the fight, I knew I was confident. I knew I was going to win in convincing fashion, honestly. And it just showed up that way, honestly. And it's crazy because I was telling my team, I always dreamed to have a 12-round last minute stoppage. I always dreamed of that. You know what I'm saying? So for my first fight coming back off of this long layoff, man, it's nothing but God for sure.
Let's break down why Crawford is raising serious concerns, because the details are striking. His main point focuses on boxing's hidden challenge, the weight cut. Crawford notes that while Haney has great skill and a sharp fight IQ, his recent weight swings could have weakened his ability to take punches. We saw signs of this in his fight against Ryan Garcia. Crawford believes these weaknesses are not temporary and points out that the speed and explosiveness Haney depends on appear to be slipping as his body fights to adjust to the scale.
You go back to the drawing board and you're trying to figure out, where did I go wrong? And I couldn't figure it out. I fought a guy who did everything wrong leading up to the fight. Me doing everything right. Great team, great coaches, great game plan. It's just hard to beat somebody when, they doping. We seen a different Ryan Garcia than we seen leading up to the Tank fight. It was just a totally different. Me, I'm not having no sex. I'm not doing nothing. I'm getting my rest, doing everything. How can that determine the outcome of a 12-round fight? And then when the PD situation came out, that's when I was like.
Contrast that with Keyshawn Davis. Davis is not just winning, he is showing something different. In Crawford's words, there is a unique kind of power that comes from a young, hungry fighter who hasn't been worn down by years of punishing weight cuts. Crawford's point is stark and simple. Haney may have more skills, but if his chin cannot handle Davis's power, none of those skills matter. It is the classic glass cannon situation. If Haney steps into this fight thinking he can outbox Davis for 12 rounds without taking a physical toll, he could be walking right into a trap.
What's the situation with you and Dev?
Yeah, I never fuck with Cuz.
Why?
Because Cuz never fuck with me.
On what tip?
Bro, it was like times where me, I was always around Shakur as an amateur and shit. So Shakur introduced me to Floyd, Devin Haney, all that type of shit. So there's a hell of times around Devin Haney and we 24 fitness playing basketball, regular shit before niggas became celebrities type shit. Or just who we are today. And nigga never even looked me in my eyes. Nigga never showed me respect. Like Shakur always like, yo, this nigga Keyshawn, this, that, third. He be like, for real? That nigga still a kid. And like, he just never gave me my respect.
He sunned you.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bitch ass nigga, you know goddamn well, nigga. Now I'm here, nigga. And everything Shakur been saying, nigga, I lived up to it and then some. Fuck are you talking about? And he's still like, his father it's crazy because my beginning of my professional career, his father used to be like, oh shit, the businessman. What's up with you? Like, dap me up.
My man.
So you always was the businessman.
And Dad was keep his face forward and like, dang, I can't get no pat. Like, nigga, we African American. You can't show me no type of love.
The tension spiked right after Davis stopped Jermaine Ortiz. Winning wasn't enough for him, he had to make a statement. As soon as the fight ended, he called out Haney, setting social media on fire. Davis knows to be the top fighter, you have to beat the top fighter, and right now Haney is the one standing in his way. But if you think Haney is just going to sit back and take the challenge lightly, think again.
Just more of my natural self, more of who I really am. And in past fights, you guys see me, as a more of a shell of myself, because I was killing myself to make the weight. I feel a lot better, feel a lot stronger, and I'm excited for it.
Who you see as your partner that would be a super fight? Floyd had Manny, Sugar Ray Leonard had Tommy Hearns. I mean, you was linked to Tank for so long. It looked like that's never gonna happen, but
yeah, I don't see that. I don't see that fight happening. I don't see that fight ever happening. But still, guys like Shakur, still got Ryan Garcia. It's a huge fight. It's a lot of guys coming up. They make a new guy every day. We got Abdullah Mason, we got Carmel. It's young guys coming up, and I see them.
Haney's response was fast and confident. He reportedly fired back on X with short, arrogant messages, "Send the contract, and let's do it," showing he isn't buying into the warnings. A viral clip even surfaced of Haney trashing Davis's team, yelling, "All your team beaches." This fight is no longer just about business or belts, it's personal. Tension between these camps has been building for years, and now with Davis's big win, the pressure is about to explode. Haney is relying on his pedigree, essentially dismissing the idea that a rising fighter like Davis is a real threat. But before crowning Davis the next king, we have to consider the other side. Not everyone was impressed by his win over Ortiz, and some big names are slowing down the hype. Floyd Schofield delivered a sharp critique, saying the referee actually helped Davis by stopping the fight too early. Schofield's point is Ortiz wasn't completely out, and by ending it so quickly we didn't get to see if Davis could handle the toughest moments.
He calls out Devin Haney, had a conversation with Bill Haney, says, yo, listen, if I stop Ortiz, I want your son. What's your thoughts on that, Keyshawn and Devin Haney?
I think it's a good fight. Y'all gotta stop asking me them questions about these fights. I think it's like, once again, whoever shows up, whoever wants to win, like yesterday, all the fighters on that card who won, we seen, well, except Gerald Miller, but we seen the ones who wanted to win. And I think whoever wants it that night is gonna be victorious, because both of them are skilled fighters, and both of them.
Everybody on this level could fight.
Yeah, so except whoever show up that night, I ain't gonna lie. But I think I favor Devin, because Devin is the better boxer.
With the longer jab, technique-wise, style-wise, he has a longer jab. He just got a high IQ, being around Floyd Mayweather and them the same way. Keyshawn is around Crawford and Shakur and them. So I just really believe Devin got a higher IQ than Keyshawn. and different tools that will frustrate Keyshawn. Because Keyshawn ain't no brawler. He ain't gonna run in there and just knock Devin chin off. I don't believe. He's gonna try to box him, and that's where Devin is strong at.
This adds to the storyline critics love to push. If Ortiz had been allowed to keep fighting, would Davis have stayed dominant, or did he get lucky just before the fight got hard? Even the legendary Roy Jones Jr. offered a warning. While he called Davis elite, he strongly suggested taking 1 or 2 more fights before facing Haney. Roy's point is important. There is a huge difference between facing a contender like Ortiz and going up against a unified champion like Haney. Trying to jump that gap too soon could hurt Davis's career before it really starts.
It's kind of a tough fight right now because Devin Haney is right back at the top of his game. Devin showed that the weight loss was probably causing him to not have as good punch resistance, and it also probably wasn't causing him to have as much power or explosiveness as he has. He showed tremendous power, tremendous punch resistance in that fight against Norman, and for him to do that means that the weight was probably an issue. Now, if Keyshawn comes up, or if they even do a catch weight, a 143, 144, it's going to be a very interesting fight because I think Devin has more tools and more IQ right now, but Keyshawn is different. So when you got a guy that's different, and that's why I also said that he's not just back, he's different. You understand me? So when you got a guy that has that intangibleness about him, where he can be a different guy when it's time to be a different guy, you can never count him out. However, if I were pushing Keyshawn, I would have another fight or 2 before I fight Devin, just for experience purposes. And if I was Devin, I would try to jump on it right now before he gets those couple fights, because the more experience he gets, the harder he's going to become to beat.
Just when fans thought the deal was set, the story took a turn. Even though Davis was calling out Haney loudly, he isn't fighting him next. Instead, he is moving toward a fight with Lewis Crocker. At first glance, this seems like a letdown, a typical move where a fighter chases headlines with a big name but takes an easier opponent. But according to Davis, this is not a step back, it's smart strategy.
You don't think he's hitting a little harder at 47 than he was at 35 and 40 growing into that weight? That's a no.
It looked like it.
It looked like it.
It looks
to
like
us, Keyshawn.
To me.
That's good.
Let's see how hard I hit January 31st.
I like it.
Do you think you're already a bright enough star that he'd be willing to take? Because, you know, as a businessman, risk reward. You think you bring enough to the table that he'd want to take the fight? He would take the fight?
Hopefully, bro. I hope he would take the fight. In terms of answering your question, a bright enough star, he's already entertaining me on Twitter and social media and stuff like that. So I guess he sees some money potential in this fight right here. But what I would like to do is I would like to become champion, because that just speaks for itself. Once I come to the champion with the table, you can't play with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody know me. People know me. I can go to the UK and sell. Like, I can go anywhere and sell. My first main event, I sold 10,000 tickets. I sell, period. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's entertaining me, because I am a star. But when I come with that world title, whether I beat Dalton Smith or I go move up a weight and beat Lewis Crocker, once I come with them world titles, it's just a different story.
Yeah, I love the fight.
And I also feel like, you know, let the fight build too. Like, I'm not saying let it build all the way to 2028. You know what I'm saying? We can still fight this year. I really want to fight. If I can have it my way, I want to fight 3 times this year. So if I can fight another fight before I fight Devin, I feel like that makes a lot of sense for me.
Davis frames this as a purely business decision. Jumping into talks with Haney right now without a major 147 belt would put him at a disadvantage. He'd be the B-side, taking whatever Haney offers. By facing Crocker and winning a belt first, Davis changes the game. He enters negotiations with real leverage, forcing Haney to treat him as an equal. It's a risk, though. If he struggles with Crocker, or worse, loses the Haney fight, disappears immediately. But if he dominates, he corners Haney, making the fight inevitable, and for a much bigger payday.
Now, Keyshawn is now 14 wins, no losses, no draws, 10 wins by way of knockout. Devin is 34 wins, no loss, no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout. So Devin got more knockouts than Keyshawn actually has fights. Devin is about 5'9", with about 72-inch arm reach. Keyshawn is about 5'8", with a 70-inch arm reach. Keyshawn has more power. Devin Haney is showing that he's a better pure boxer. I think Devin Haney's defense is better than Keyshawn's. After I watched Keyshawn versus Jermaine Ortiz last night, I don't think and see Keyshawn Davis beating Devin Haney. I think Devin Haney's going to control him with his jab, his distance, his range, and his counterpunch ability. I think this is going to be the most skilled, talented fighter that Devin Haney has fought outside of Lomachenko. Right? Lomachenko is so accomplished, so skilled, so talented. But I just think that Keyshawn is bigger, has more power than Lomachenko, and just as talented and skilled as Lomachenko. I think Keyshawn is more skilled and talented than Regis Prograis and Brian Norman Jr., but they got more power than Keyshawn does. So I think Keyshawn is the package that people want to see Devin Haney against.
Let's step back and see why this matchup is so important. The welterweight division, once boxing's glamorous weight class, is now struggling. Analysts call it stagnant dry and in desperate need of fresh talent. With the top names either moving up in weight or staying inactive, 147 pounds has turned into a wasteland of missed chances. What the division needs is a spark of rivalry that feels real dangerous and unpredictable.
You know, I'm actually curious. I'm actually feeling so good. I'm wondering in the back of my head if I could ever, even just for fun, make a fight happen back down at 147, you know?
And popping now. There's a lot of guys there. A lot of big names.
Yeah, big names and no big punchers. So, you know, what Conor Benn is like, what, he's supposed to be the puncher now? Like, yeah, it works for me. You
Ryan?
Big puncher?
No, Ryan's a big puncher.
Big puncher?
Yeah, his hook. If he catches you with the hook, you don't come up.
47?
Well, he's fighting at 47.
But you consider him a welterweight puncher?
You'd probably have more nuance to that. No, I remember.
Boots Ennis. You got.
No, Boots is at 54. Boots at 54.
No, but where was he?
He was at 47, yeah.
Where was he world champion at?
47, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you think Ryan's got a bigger punch than that? Bigger punch than, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because when Ryan touches you
No, when he touches lightweights, see?
Yeah.
He hasn't dropped real welterweights.
Okay, yep.
Is there even a real welterweight
that he's fought
in the welterweight division? I think Conor Benn's the only real welterweight left at 147. So this new welterweight game is lightweights moving up. Okay? There's no OG 147. And with that, I can't give Ryan the credit you're trying to give him.
Okay.
Yeah, with that.
How likely is it, though, with those names that you're like, 47 looks pretty good?
That is exactly what Davis versus Haney represents. It is the perfect setup to bring the welterweight division back to life. You have the skilled technician facing the hungry knockout artist. There is bad blood conflicting styles and the added drama of Crawford's mentorship gone sideways. The sport needs this kind of action. It needs these two young fighters to take on the B-class contenders and meet head-to-head in the center of the ring. Crawford may be warning Haney to be careful, but for boxing fans everywhere, everyone else is hoping he signs the contract.